today's Maitri session with 3 Omkaras. Inhale deeply. Opening prayer. Om Sahana Bhavatu Sahano Bhunaktu Sah Veeram Karavavai Tejasvinavadhitamastu Ma Vidvishavahai. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Yoga Ganapati Mula Mantra. Om Ham Sangam Bhagavate Nitya Yoga Yuktaya Satchidananda Rupine Vinayakaya Namaha. Dakshinamurti Guru Stotram. Ishvaro Gururatmeti Murti Veda Vibhagine Vyomavatyapta Dehaya Dakshinamurtaye Namaha. Vivekananda Prarthana. Namah Shri Yatirajaya Vivekananda Suraye Satchit Sukha Swarupaya Swamine Tapaharine Swamine Tapaharine. Samarasya prayer from Rigveda. Om Sangachatvam Samvadatvam Sambho Manamsi Janata Deva Bhagayata Purve Sanjanana Upasate Samano Mantra Samitis Samani Samanam Manassaha Chittamesha Samanam Mantram Abhimantrayevaha Samanena Vohavisha Jumbomi Samaniva Akutihi Samana Hridayanivaha Samanamastu Bhomanaha Yadhavastu Sahasati. Panchangam. Adyatana Panchangam Panchavinshatyadhika Ekashatotara Kaliyugabdah Shri Shobhakrit Nama Samvatsarah Dakshinayanam Hemant Rituhu Margashirsha Masah Shukla Pakshah Ekadashi Titihi Bharani Nakshatram Shiva Yogah Bhadrakaranam Mandavasarah. Today's date 23rd December 2023 Saturday. Tithishta Shriyamapnoti Varadayushyavardhanam Nakshatra Dharate Papam Yogadroga Nivaranam Karnat Karya Siddhishcha Panchanga Phalamuttamam Sarvesham Shrimastu. Shloka from Gita. Param Bhuyah Pravakshyami the best of all knowledge, by knowing which all the great saints attained the highest perfection.
Thank you, Ravi. We are starting a new chapter today, chapter number 14. Let us see what are the major topics in this chapter. These three are the major topics. First is Gunatraya Vichara. Analysis of three gunas will be there. Then also it will be told how the gunas bind us. Next topic will be how to come out of this bondage. The third topic will be benefit of transcending these three gunas. See, the word mentioned, important word here is Gunatita. Gunatita means one who has transcended the three gunas. Gunatita is a synonymous of the previous chapter's words Kshetrajnam, Purusham, Gneyam, Atma. These are all synonymous. The unchanging, never changing, attributeless principle that is there in the world, also in us, that is called as Gunatita Kshetrajnam Atma. World also has a changing principle which is called Prakriti. The gunas, Prakriti which has gunas. Since Prakriti, the material cause has gunas, all the world also has the three gunas. Our body also has, mind also has. We all feel sometimes mind is more receptive to knowledge, very alert, that is the sattvic predominant state of mind. Sometimes the mind is very restless, agitated, that time rajas is more predominant. Sometimes tamas is predominant, we feel sleepy, lethargic. So these are the three gunas which are there. Now these three gunas will work at body and mind level and constantly changes will happen. Gunatita, being Gunatita does not mean that physically you go away from the gunas. That is not possible. The physical body, the matter mind can never go away from the gunas. So being Gunatita means shifting of identification. At present, I identify with this body mind which is constantly changing, which is the cause of all the problems in the mind. Now I am able to shift my identification to the witness principle. I, who is the witness, who is witnessing all the changes happening in my body, mind, intellect and the entire world. That witness principle I am, which is never changing, which does not have any gunas. This shifting of identification is called being Gunatita. So it is not physically undergoing any change. Let's come to the shloka. Shri Bhagavan Uvacha Param Bhuyaha Pravakshyami Jnananam Jnanam Uttamam Yat Jnatva Munayaha Sarve Param Siddhim Itaha Gataha. Bhuyaha Pravakshyami. Bhuyaha means once again. Pravakshyami, I will give you this knowledge. Let us understand the word Bhuyaha. Once again, I will tell this knowledge means it is being repeated. When the subject matter is very deep and subtle, repetition is required. When the subject matter is simple, that time repetition is called a defect, doshaha. But when it is deep subject matter, it requires time, subtle mind to understand. Then repetition is called an ornament of the teacher. That's why Bhagavan is repeating the knowledge again. What type of knowledge? Jnananam param uttamam jnanam. It is the greatest knowledge of all the knowledges. It is the greatest one. Now here you can see param and uttamam. Both the words mean greatest. So why Bhagavan is saying greatest knowledge? Why two times? So in Bhashyam, Shankaracharya ji explains this. First, greatest mean the subject matter which is the greatest. It is not ordinary, it is not perishable, it is very subtle and deep subject matter. So based on the subject matter, it is greatest. Then second greatest means it is from the standpoint of the result. The result is greatest. The result is imperishable moksha. That permanent happiness, peace and security that all of actually seeking. We are looking at the wrong places now, because of which we don't get permanent happiness. But once we get to see the right way to get that permanent happiness, all of us can attain that moksha, which is the highest human goal. So since it is talking about the greatest phalam, second greatest word is used. Yat jnatva, having knowing which, sarve munayaha, all the seekers. For seekers, the word munayaha is used to indicate that seekers require certain qualifications to get this knowledge. The qualifications can be attained by karma yoga, upasana yoga, meditation on Ishvara, and following values in life, yama niyamas in life. One can prepare the mind for knowledge. Sarve munayaha. Param siddhim itaha gataha. One attains the highest goal. Itaha means after the fall of the body. Maranantara, after death, one does not again get rebirth. That is called videha mukti. Not only that, one attains freedom, jivan mukti, in this life itself, here and now. For example, in dream, when you see a very frightening and scaring dream, what happens in the dream? You get scared, correct? But suppose there is a situation that in the dream itself you come to know that you are dreaming. Then whatever frightening dream you are seeing, that will lose the ability to frighten you more. Similarly, the world which constantly gives us challenges, if I can become the highest waker, if I can become gunatita, identify with the weakness principle, all the changes happening in the Prakriti will stop scaring, frightening and challenging me. So this is the knowledge given in this shloka. Yesterday and today is a very special day. Yesterday also it was mentioned. What is the day? Gita Jayanti. So Marga Shirsha Masaha Shukla Pakshaha Ekadashi Tithihi. This day, the knowledge of Bhagavad Gita was given to Arjuna by Lord Krishna. And Arjuna asked not only for the knowledge which will help in that particular situation of battle, but the entire life we face different challenges. So how to overcome that fundamental problem, that is also told here in this shloka. I need the PPT for a few seconds, then we'll see the photos. So the fundamental problem also is targeted to. And for that, Bhagavan has given this 18 chapters of Bhagavad Gita, which is divided into 3 shatkam. Shatkam means a part or group consisting of 6 chapters. So 1 to 6, first shatkam. The topics are nature of individual will be taught, karma yoga as sadhana is highlighted, and emphasis on self-effort is given. The famous shloka in chapter 6, Uddhared Atmanat Manam. So that is the important shloka. Next, Shatkam, chapter 7 to 12. Nature of Ishvara is taught, Upasana Yoga, meditation on Saguna Ishvara, and grace of Ishvara. So it shows not only self-effort is required, we need also Ishvara's grace to success in any pursuit. Then the final Shatkam, chapter 13 to 18, which we are in now. Oneness of essential nature of individual and Ishvara. So separately, nature of individual was taught, nature of Ishvara was taught. Now how they are one, that will be shown in the final chapters. Then importance of values, ethical life is highlighted, and importance of scriptural inquiry is taught. Yes, now it can come. And one more thing, this Bhagavad Gita comes in Mahabharata. Mahabharata is Itihasa, correct? But Bhagavad Gita is called Smriti Grantha. So these two, the names are different, meanings also different. Why so? See, Smriti Grantha's definition is that knowledge of Vedas, when it is remembered by and represented by rishis, that is called Smriti Grantha. So knowledge of Vedas represented by rishis. So this Bhagavad Gita which Bhagavan Krishna gave, it was the essence of Upanishad, which Veda Vyasa has presented in the book Itihasa, but because it is representing knowledge of Vedas, it is called Smriti Grantha. And Gita Jayanti we celebrate by chanting entire Bhagavad Gita, chapter 1 to chapter 18 together. So yesterday at Guruji's place, Panchajaniya. These children and some of the MSc students, also BSc students have come there, and some guests. We have chanted all the shlokas. So these are just photos I wanted to share with all of you. And next week, these children, 4 of them, they are going to present Shalaka Pariksha. Shalaka means you ask chapter number and shloka number. They will quote the shloka. You tell one shloka. They will say which chapter and which shloka number it is. So next week, before Thursday, we are planning to have the exam. We invite all of you to be present in that occasion during Maitri Milan. Thank you.